I think New Orleans has given me sort of a raw side to my creativity or to who I am as an artist. It gives me like an additional edge to me as a professional. It's about loving the way you are and accepting that and then making that the best ability instead of looking at other dancers like, I want to be like her. We're all our own individuals and my DNA will never be hers, so. In training, I was never taught to have it all at the moment or perform. My training was about the growth and about actually starting one place and then seeing a progression or a progressive state, and then the end product is what you would become. Nowadays, it's like you have to perform instantly. You're expected to make the right choices when you're dancing. And making those choices take you apart from who's the good dancer, who's the working dancer, who's the professional, who's still learning. I think it's just a tough industry in general. So the schedules are one part, then it's being this perfect image all the time is another part of it. We're often judging ourselves daily, and then it's like, okay, you go to this audition that says, okay, I want fair light-skinned women, 5'2", that are trained in this. And you're like, oh, that's me. Go to the audition and you don't make it, and you're like, well, what they looking for? I think culturally, it's unmatched to have anybody from New Orleans that's a cultural mover or that understands second line dance or bounce dancing. So I think it shaped me in that manner, and it's made me more rare because there's not a lot of dancers that come from the city. People expect this untrained cultural dancer, if you will, when they hear New Orleans dancer, because they're like, oh, you do bounce dance. And it's like, sure. I do bounce dance. But it also makes it a little harder for me when I'm going to the bigger cities like Atlanta, LA, New York, because then I have to be a whole different person and I have to like find my way to figuring out where I belong in those industries. The flip part to that is that I'm a black girl, but I also give you the not too much of a black girl. I got a lot of jobs in Nashville, or a lot of jobs for networks where they could have diversity, but not too much diversity. I think I was kind of like a middle barrier between having your Caucasian women, your black woman, and then your light-skinned women, or your Asian women, or your Latin woman, just to blend the two. Because it was always maybe a few white girls, myself, and then maybe one other black girl. It's mad pressure from the moment you want to be sexy. Moving further into that, finding a look or finding an image, my look was the short platinum pixie. When I didn't make honeybees the first time, it was because I didn't look more mature enough or sexy enough, because again, you're only on court to be the eye candy for the entire arena. My advice for young creators and young dancers would be to respect yourself along the way and understand that it's a process. And I think the honest thing is just to keep going. Like it's not something that you can say, oh, I'm a dancer, and then you give up 2 months in it. It's not something you can do. If you want to be a painter, a dancer, a filmmaker, it's something you have to continuously grow at. So you have to understand that you're always going to be learning. You're never going to get to a peak where you're just like at the top.